Well, good day to all of our awesome JubiRev JubiMax family members. T. Lamont Silver Sr. here with our weekend post. So this is going out on Friday, may go out Saturday evening, may even go out on Sunday. Hey, listen, please make sure you watch this entire video. Number one, our training webinar that we have on Saturdays featuring our president and owner is typically at 1 p.m. Eastern. He is in travel mode, and as a result, he's going to back up the training. The training will happen, only it's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern as opposed to 1 p.m. Eastern. 11 a.m. Eastern as opposed to 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Now, the clock for placing your ad, I think we got that thing worked out and taken care of now. Now, let me make sure that you understand what the clock means. Everyone needs to be placing their ad by 8 p.m. Eastern. If you don't know what 8 p.m. Eastern means in your part of the world, then go to timeanddate.com. Timeanddate.com. So you can find out what 8 p.m. Eastern means in your part of the world. So let me give you an example. I've just placed an ad and posted it in my back office. Now remember, you have to post an ad that has a unique URL. So for instance, if you're placing ads or posting on Facebook, that's great, and we encourage that, but that's not a unique URL. So you've got to bring a unique URL to the ad posting every day. Okay, every day. That way the company knows that you've placed an ad for that day. Obviously, some of you may be using Fly Guy Marketing, where they've already started ad posting for those who are using Fly Guy Marketing. All right, so now let me share this with you. As I'm doing this particular video, it's 5:46 p.m. Eastern here in the U.S. on Friday. All right, so I just posted my ad, and it says your ad posting requirement has been met for the business day of April 19th, 2013. That's Friday. Okay, so I'm qualified for Friday. This requirement will be in effect for the following period of time. And what it has is it has a countdown clock. Now right now it's showing 2 hours and 12 minutes. So what that means is I am qualified based on my ad posting requirement. At least my ad posting requirement is will qualify me for the daily run for Friday, April the 19th. Now what will typically happen is the company does all of its calculations and normally runs the script to pay us our Jubi reward, our rewards per point. Normally that happens in the early part of the morning Eastern time, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, something like that. All right, so I'm qualified. Now let me share with you what's going to happen in 2 hours and a little more than 2 hours. Okay, in a little more than 2 hours, as I'm doing this recording, it's going to be it's going to hit 8 p.m. Eastern, then it's going to go 8:01 p.m. and what's going to happen is then my bar that's now green that says I'm qualified for April 19th, Friday, is going to then go red, and it's going to say I'm not qualified for the next day's revenue. So at 8:01 p.m. it's going to say I'm not qualified for Saturday. I'm not qualified for the next day. Now, if I happen to be in front of my computer, if I want to place an ad at 8:01 p.m., then I should see the bar go green and says I'm qualified for it doesn't give the day of the week, but I'm qualified for April the 20th, is what that would say. If I didn't place an ad right then, but I placed an ad sometime between 8:01 p.m. Friday and 8 p.m. on Saturday, then I'd be qualified for Saturday's daily leadership bonus. All right, so let's make sure we understand this. When you place your ad, the timer that you're going to see is ticking down to basically down to 0 to 8 p.m. that particular day. You want to make sure that your bar is green. You've placed your ad, you've posted your ad, you've told the company where your ad has been posted before the timer ticks down to 0. So you'll be green as you post that ad, and then when the timer ticks down to 0, 8 p.m. that night, it's going to turn red. Well, as long as you were green before it turned got to 8 p.m. Eastern, you're fine. Now, it turns red at 8:01 as an example. turns red at 8:01 as an example, all right, you have until the next day at 8 p.m. Eastern to make sure your ad is placed. Now, here's the thing I would have you to do very simply. Pick a time of the day that makes sense for you to take a few minutes out of the day to place your ad. And just make that consistent. That's it. Just do that consistently and you're going to be fine. Now, for my folks that maybe you have a faith commitment, I know we've got quite a few folks that have a faith commitment that they don't do business from a certain part of the day to another part of the next day with their faith commitment. Then what you could do is place your ad before 8 o'clock. All right, so let's say for Friday, for my folks that maybe have an observance from, let's say, Friday night to Saturday night or what have you. All right, well, what you can do is post your ad before Friday night. Post your ad before Friday night. You are qualified. Then the next day, post your ad before you get to 8 p.m. Eastern, in which case you would be qualified for the next day, so on and so forth. Okay? I hope that made some sense. We'll make sure when we get to maybe the president will cover that on training on tomorrow, on Saturday, for those of you who will be there. And then when we come back on Monday night, we'll make sure that everyone thoroughly understands that. I can tell you that Jubi Rebates is looking really good, getting very close. I would imagine Jubi Vacations also is getting close. There's quite a few things. You're going to start seeing quite a few things maybe close to the same time. You know, a lot of things that program has been working on. We appreciate everybody's hard work. I'm going to tell you this. This week has been a phenomenal week. Not only the rewards per point, but discussions that we've been having with leaders from all across the globe. Some of them that were kind of onlookers, just kind of waiting to see, and some that maybe were in Jubi, but Jubi wasn't quite in them just yet. You know, maybe they got distracted doing the pre-registration and pre-launch, and now all of a sudden they're starting to hear, oh my gosh, you know, they're every day that daily leadership bonus, and it's strong and it's consistent. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Let's have a lot of fun. Let's help a lot of people. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. Remember, JubiRev JubiMax, not just a company, it's a movement.